Dear students, in this module we will discuss and learn about the various aspects of sources of data, through which you will be able to aware of the different sources of data for research in population studies. To this end, the learning objectives of this module are sources of data, meaning and importance, primary data or sources, definition and nature, advantages and disadvantages of primary data and sources, and secondary data, meaning and definition, sources of secondary data and at national and international level, advantages and disadvantages of secondary data, usefulness of secondary data, and finally we will end up with the choice of sources of data. First we will discuss the meaning and importance of source of data. In social science research, making use of empirical as well as published data is indispensable. Getting such data is not that easy because each researcher selects a different topic for his or her research, and it also depends on the availability of relevant data from other sources. Researchers in social sciences in general and population studies in particular make use of data for their research from different sources. In the field of population studies, researchers mostly deal with individuals' data collected from human beings who are living in the community or society and are focused on a variety of aspects related to aggregate level of population that are available through various documents. While the former type of data is known as primary data and the later one is identified as secondary data. Of course, one can make use of both sources of data if one needed. In order to carry out the research fruitfully, the researcher should know the sources of data, information available for his research, so as to plan meticulously to collect such data. Depending upon the approaches to gather information about a situation, person, problem or phenomenon under study, as well as the information provided and documented, all sources of data have been classified under two broad headings, that is primary data and secondary data. First we will know about primary data and sources. Primary data is the information collected by researchers from original sources, largely human beings in the case of the social and behavioral sciences, through different methods of data collection. Such data is first hand information from the respondents, may be children, adults, older persons, women, men and or different subgroups or sections of population on the topic of social phenomena selected by the researcher for research purposes. Primary data, definition wise we will see. According to investor words, primary data is the data used in research originally obtained through the direct efforts of the researcher through surveys, interviews and direct observation. Another definition by wikibooks.org, primary data means original data that has been collected specially for the purpose in mind. It means someone collected the data for the original source first hand. Research where one gathers this kind of data is referred to as field research. In the words of Sharma, primary data means a set of data collected and described by an individual or an organization is considered primary to that individual or organization. Kothari defines the primary data, quote, are those which are collected afresh and for the first time, unquote. A primary source provides direct or first hand evidence about an event, object, person or work of art. Generally, these are collected and analyzed by the researcher for the first time for his or her research purpose. Therefore, at times some of the following sources serve as primary data sources, like historical and legal documents, eyewitness accounts, results of experiments, statistical data, pieces of creative writing, audio and video recordings, speeches and art objectives. In the social sciences, primary sources are often empirical studies. research, that is empirical studies, that is research where an experiment was performed or a direct observation is made. The results of empirical studies are typically found in scholarly articles or papers delivered at conferences. Generally, if the magnitude of primary data is small, the researcher will collect data by directly contacting the respondents concerned, and in the case of data from large scale sample, the researcher may employ field investigators and give training to them so as to collect the required data. Primary data usually collected through various methods of data collection such as observation, interview, focus group interview, case study method, ethnographic method, etc. with tools of data collection like the observation schedule, interview schedule, questionnaire, mail surveys, online surveys, etc. At times, internet communications via email, blogs and newspapers can also be said as primary sources. In population studies, a variety of primary sources of data can be considered as examples. For instance, information on population parameters like fertility, mortality and migration, besides a variety of social phenomena such as use of family planning methods, status of women, domestic violence, socio-economic problems of elderly, issues of adolescents, etc. Likewise, attitudes of community towards health services and health needs of a community such as maternal and child health, reproductive health, health programs, utilization of primary health care services, issues of water and sanitation, etc. Coming to the advantages of primary data sources, information data will be collected by the researcher personally according to the topic of interest, and thereby the researcher has control over data. Secondly, possibility of collecting highly reliable information. Thirdly, possibility to collect qualitative as well as quantitative information intensively from a smaller number of respondents or organizations. Mostly takes less time and resources for collection, analyzing the data and publication of the results in the case of small scale surveys. Next, the researcher can change the course of study whenever needed and choose platforms for observation well suited to the project. Primary data gives original quality and does not carry bias or opinions of third parties. Coming to the disadvantages side for primary data sources, if the data is collected on a large scale basis, it would be expensive and time consuming to collect and process the data. At times, there is a possibility of obtaining data that is skewed or incorrect. The outcome from the research audience may not always be feasible. The researcher has to face all difficulties related to the data collection and processing of data. Now, we will move upon to secondary data and its sources. Secondary data is the information that used to be collected for a purpose other than to solve the specific problem under investigation of the researcher. Such data are available ready made, which used to be either collected or compiled for different purposes by different organizations or institutes. Usually, these data are obtained from published work with or without some preliminary analysis. Researchers, depending upon their topic of interest, may collect data from these published sources for further refinement of the primary data. These will be collected mostly by some other national and international as well as governmental and non-governmental agencies. These agencies use such data first for their major purpose and then allow other researchers to make use of the data for their specific research purposes. Secondary data also includes unpublished reports. Definition wise, the secondary data is the data that has previously been collected, that is primary data, that is utilized by a person other than one who collected the data. In the words of management.study.com, Secondary data is the data that have been already collected by and readily available from other sources. Such data are cheaper and more quickly available than the primary data, and also may be available when primary data cannot be obtained at all. According to wikibooks.org, secondary data is data that has been collected for another purpose. When we use statistical method with primary data from another purpose for our purpose, we prefer to it as secondary data. It means that one purpose's primary data is another purpose's secondary data. Secondary data is data that is being reused, usually in a different context. Research where one gathers this kind of data is referred to as desk research. Coming to the sources of secondary data for research in population studies from India, we have lot many sources are there, starting from census publications, sample registration and vital registration reports, annual reports, statistical reports from several government departments, annual reports from Central Statistical Organization, that is CSO, reports from National Sample Survey Organization NSSO, socio-economic surveys and state district statistical abstracts, large scale sample surveys like national family health surveys, district level health surveys, etc. Other independent or collaborative surveys and databases or reports from institutions like IIPS, ISEC, population centers, etc. Then coming to the international sources for secondary data are several large scale research studies carried out by UNO, UNDP, UNFPA, UNESCO, WHO, ILO, UNSN, UNICEF, etc. Population registers, census data of different countries, demographic yearbooks, statistical yearbooks, epidemiological vital records, etc. are good sources. Then sometimes unpublished reports and other documents also serve the purpose of secondary data sources like newspapers, magazines, etc. Unpublished reports maintained at census offices, state statistical offices, population research centers, institutes, universities, etc. Parish records maintained at churches also are good sources of secondary data for certain research in population studies. A variety of information or data is usually available from these secondary sources in the case of population studies. They include population size, distribution, density, age and sex composition, various population, socio-economic and cultural characteristics such as religion and caste, tribes, marital status, education, economic tables relating to working and non-working of population, migration data, housing characteristics and amenities, household size, etc., which are mostly from census and other reports. Recently, international and national level surveys such as demographic health surveys, national family health surveys, district level health surveys and other surveys by CSO, NSSO, etc. are providing data related to children ever born, surviving, marriage age, fertility and mortality statistics, morbidity statistics, information about mother and child health, reproductive health, nutrition, women's status, domestic violence, use of contraceptive methods, aging related aspects, etc., which are we can use for research in population studies. The major advantages of secondary data or sources are: secondary data mostly can be secured quickly and cheaply, saves efforts and expenses as well as time. Helpful to make primary data collection more specific, since with the help of secondary data it is possible to understand the gap in the data and additional information that needs to be collected. Help to improve understanding of the problem under investigation. Secondary data provides a basis for comparison for the data collected by the researcher. It is possible to cover a wider geographical area and for a longer reference period, and that may not be possible for the researcher to collect through primary data. The use of large scale survey database enables a researcher to make scientific generalizations. At times, there is possibility of getting statistically reliable data, since some preliminary data verification is done before publishing or releasing the data for other researchers. Coming to the disadvantages of secondary data or sources, data may not be available or suitable to the researcher's topic of interest as well as to the researcher's requirements. The accuracy of data and or validity of data are at times not known. Sometimes the data may not be up to date. Obtaining additional data or even clarification about something is not possible. Sometimes information about the whereabouts of sources of the secondary data may not be available. Now, coming to the usefulness of secondary data mostly useful for the following purposes, like existing facts will be known, model building, reference material, benchmarking, sole information. We will discuss a few words about each of these. Firstly, existing facts will be known. Most secondary sources of data is useful to know the existing facts at different aspects of population or the extent of certain social phenomena, which is the major objective of the research, like birth rate, death rate, migration rate, infant mortality, MCH, immunization, family planning use, domestic violence, women's status, nutrition, etc. One can also use such data for comparative purpose from different sources or organizations. Secondly, model building, secondary data will be most useful in model building. One of the major efforts of the researchers in population studies is model building, which are mathematical and demographic in nature, for which data from large scale surveys will be most useful. Such models are useful for future prospects of fertility, mortality, migration, as well as to understand or assess the different parameters of population. Thirdly, for reference material, like secondary data usually acts as the best reference material for researchers and organizations, such as data from census, NSSO, NFHS, DHSS, etc. It used to be the practice of researchers to verify facts, sources and reliability with the source of data available on ready-made basis, so as to see the validity and reliability of primary data as well as secondary data. Fourthly, secondary data serves as a benchmarking purpose. Secondary data serves as a sole information in some cases. Secondary data may be used as the sole data for many research works in the field of population studies. For example, census data is pioneering in this regard, followed by health and family welfare statistics, SRS estimates, nation level large scale representative surveys like NFHS, RCHS and several surveys from NSSO on matters related to fertility, infant mortality, age at marriage, employment, unemployment issues, etc. Next, we will move upon to choice of sources of data. The choice of sources of data depends upon several factors. For example, nature of the study of the subject matter, the unit of inquiry and the funding, the rate of accuracy and representativeness of data required, availability of skilled and trained manpower, the status of the investigator, time factor, etc. We will discuss a few words about each of these things. Firstly, the nature of the study of the subject matter. The subject matter of research plays a vital role in deciding the source of data into which the researcher would choose. If the type of research problem is related to some pertinent social phenomena, rare topics covered, etc., one should look to obtain primary data, since such data will not be available through secondary sources. Unit of inquiry. One should decide beforehand about the unit of inquiry, the selected persons and organization, institution, as well as at the individual or aggregate level. Collecting information from selected persons or organizations individually is mostly done with the help of primary data, whereas those who want to examine such data at the aggregate level, at district wise, state wise or country wise, one would prefer to go for secondary data, since such data is available from these sources, having been carried out by large number of organizations or sources. Thirdly, the funding. Depending upon the funding as well, one can decide about the source of data to be chosen. For a small scale surveys with simple research problems, one would generally prefer to go for primary data, since funding is usually less. Of course, some national and international organizations would go for large scale surveys given the funding made available from national and international donors. Fourthly, rate of accuracy and representativeness of data required will also play a role in choosing the data. By and large, the data collected from small scale surveys, that is primary data, with limited budget will be more reliable and accurate. Of course, one cannot deny the fact that even large scale studies can be planned with due representation to all sections of population or geographical areas of study to get more accuracy. However, secondary sources of data may not be that accurate unless care is taken to collect data without bias. Fifthly, availability of skilled and trained manpower also has to be taken into consideration while choosing the data source. Collecting information through large scale surveys needs a lot of skilled and trained manpower. If the data is collected, one can presume that secondary data will be good for research purposes, but generally such persons are not available at a particular point of time, and thereby there is possibility of incorrect information in secondary data. On the other hand, primary data used to be collected by the researcher himself, who are generally well trained in various matters related to methods of data collection and tools of data collection. Moreover, even for processing analysis of secondary data, the researchers need to be skilled in statistically and mathematically. Moreover, even for processing and analyzing secondary data, the researchers need to be skilled in statistical and mathematical techniques besides demographic techniques and models. Sixthly, the status of the investigator. Depending upon the data to be collected by the individual researcher, institute or government, the data source will be chosen accordingly. Most individual researchers prefer the primary source of data, whereas government departments would mostly make use of secondary sources, that is at times even primary sources also, since they are available at an aggregate level. On the other hand, research and academic institutions and universities make use of both primary and secondary sources of data, and the time factor also has to be taken into consideration while choosing the data source. Time is another major factor to decide whether the researcher will choose primary data or secondary data. Primary data usually takes some time to collect if they are large scale. However, secondary data are generally available ready-made to the researcher, of course to a limited extent only. In this module, a detailed discussion is made about the various aspects related to sources of data, like definitions, meaning and importance of primary and secondary data sources, advantages and disadvantages of both the sources of data, sources and usefulness of secondary data and sources, choice of sources of data. Hope after understanding all these, you will be able to decide to choose the type of data for your research endeavors, keeping the pros and cons of both primary and secondary sources of data. Thank you.